All right, y'all, we're live. We got dsoul. We got this little guy here, and we've had some questions about like grids and angles and tuts, and we've gone over some stuff in Los Angles. If you ever come to LA, you should join the page on Facebook, Los Angles, which is a dope name, by the way. And it's a little like tutting community that dsoul has created, and it's kind of it gets real active in the summer and then kind of trails off because it's so organic and outdoors. Anyway,
At the parks.
at the parks, man. So we're gonna kind of just talk about some of the foundational tut grid kind of stuff.
All right, so first you grab a kettlebell. Now, yeah, start tutting with a kettlebell. So like one thing I would say with tutting, at least for me, like tutting was super overwhelming for me. Like when I would see
Go
like
closer. Go start closer.
so yeah, like tutting was something that I saw coming up, and I saw some of the best to ever do it. Like
Name names.
um, so like the people that I came up around. I mean, when I started off at Homeland, like I see people like Tetris. That was one person who was like literally looked like he was designing objects in front of my eyes, and then like they would float off and then he'd catch them again and start building up. And I would see these at backyard parties at the dojo. People like Devious who would like flow from waves to tuts. These guys were like huge inspirations in the beginning. Geo, Mike Warren, Jigsaw, like Jigsaw from Cali. I think he's from Cali, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I see.
Yeah, these guys like they were on some crazy shit. And then people like Junior Bug, Future, like seeing those guys on YouTube. I didn't meet them till much later. I'm sure I'm leaving out some people, but then like later on, I really met the Moonrunners, which they came and stayed with me. Icy and Snap, and then later on Sean, and these guys like, yeah, connects. Like these guys like they were putting out footage and I would see it and I'm like, man, that shit is crazy. Like, and I just couldn't do it. It was just mind blowing to me. And then I remember Icy came to stay with me one night and I was like, yo, I don't really tut, man. And it was late at night and Snap was passed out on the couch and he's like, nah, let's just go some rounds. And we ended up tutting for a long ass time. And that was my first time really attempting to tut, like freestyle. And then so it just kind of expanded from there. People like Icon also putting out like footage and tutorials on basic grids and stuff like that was hugely influential. So with these basic grids, like the way I like to teach it too is like when you start incorporating hands, it starts to get a little like the more hinges that you have, the more complicated it is in the beginning. So I really like trying to keep it super basic. So you get like for me, it's like start from the shoulder and the elbow without incorporating any hand movement. So like just becoming aware of what is parallel to the floor here, right? You have this, right? This is kind of like you can kind of see that my hands are.
How conscious of you of the rotation of your hands at the top, the rotation of things?
So like for example, like my natural instinct is to rotate in here because this is an easier position than it is here. But right now I'm just focusing on the pose.
Okay.
As far as like 1, 2, 1, 2. There's 3 poses, right? So I'll drill those, right? Now from there, that's a 2-dimensional plane. If you want to start to get 3-dimensional, we're gonna do here, 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 right? So here, here, here. So you can kind of just drill those. With this, also like tutting was a way of practicing dime stops for me too.
Go closer.
So
Like
right
there.
here.
Yeah.
So like one thing that I put together too is like tutting was a way for me to practice robot, but it was actually robot with more of a shape than it was just like you know, being mechanical. It was being angular.
Ah.
So I still applied the kind of robotic technique that I was taught.
What does that mean? What is the robotic technique that you were taught without diverting too much?
Yeah, it's focusing on the stop. So I'm not just coming up here and just kind of like resting my arms. It's like consistent speed, click, consistent speed, click, yeah. Boop, 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 boop. It's just these, like making the speed at which your arm travels to the stop. So it's not like my arm is doing any type of speed change. It's literally like mechanical, click, click. So those are like the basic arm positions without changing any twist or anything like that. So like, I mean, you can make it three-dimensional in this way too, with adding the torso twist, but we can get into that later. So to expand from here, what we're gonna do is like, we'll do the four square. So four square, you're gonna come up to this position here, square one, square two. You can see me a little better. Square one, square two, square three, square four. Yeah. And so with this one, you kind of want to like really figure out the distance between your hands as well, because what happens too is like your body will start to compensate, but to keep the illusion consistent, my hands don't really change gap, right? So I don't go from here to here. I keep that same gap, like I'm almost holding a physical square, shifting around. Yeah. So that's the four square. Y'all can replay this. Then
wait, I wanted to. What is like? It seems like it would be the easiest to just actually touch your index fingers.
It can be, but it just, you have to. Everybody's arms are different lengths.
Okay.
And also just like posturally, like where you your shoulders are positioned, what creates the cleanest looking square. Like for example, if I'm touching here, like this is actually a little angled in. You see? But if I adjust properly, it's gonna be actually a little gap there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are things that are stylistically you can figure out for yourself, but for me it was like I'm just trying to keep the 90-degree angles prevalent throughout. So just to add the three-dimensional aspect, this is the kind of a two-dimensional plane, right? What we're gonna do now is like from here, square one, square two, square three, square four, square five, square six. That's six. So that's the sixth square. And so that's without adding any hands. There's so much variation with just this already. You start adding in twistos, you start adding in like neko flex or bottom first. Like to me, like to add this to here, to here, to here. You can change level with it. Yeah. You can
and bend, I assume.
You can bend. There's so many variations with just this. I would say aesthetically, people would probably associate this more with Toyman because it hasn't added the hands in. To me, I'm not really concerned with labels, but so with this, then you can start to add the hands in. So this next one.
Wait, let's start like that. Like.
Is that enough? All right, we're good.
Practice that until you're completely bored with it, because I can feel like this is the level that I'm at personally. Like I still, I can feel like when I rotate, especially this is my non-dominant arm, I have this tendency to like lead from here and get into something that looks like that, right? So even just getting really, so that it always, because I can feel when it actually feels like a plane, like an actual flat surface moving, and when it doesn't and it's inconsistent. So I just want to make sure, Don't like jump over this. Like, yeah, cool, I get it. Yeah, uh-huh. It's like what he's saying is completely true. You could literally, and in fact, I actually think we've been talking about MT recently. I personally think one of the secrets of MT's success, and I actually talked to Tabo about this, he took like 4 things and he just specialized in them and runs through like 10,000 variations of them. So you could literally build a whole style off of just this one exercise. Once you get it so ingrained in your body that this part of it you don't even think about at all anymore. So let's at least for this video, like let's cut this and like just get like if there's one thing I had to do over, I'm actually really glad about the path I went. But like if I was, it's like this is one of these do as I say, not as I do things. Bop and Andre always was telling me from like, we're talking like 15 years now, Otis, what you need to do is you need to pick one thing, you need to master it, and then you need to build on it. Yeah. And it's taken me literally 15 years to see the wisdom in what he's saying. Because, you know, you can think you have this and you're like, yeah, dude, I'm doing it just like, but it's like, then you see footage of yourself like, why don't I look like dsoul or something like that? And it's like, because you didn't actually master it. You just like, you kind of basically get the idea, but the details of things, the subtleties are where stuff actually starts to look dope.
Yeah. This is like what Andre said, like it's so true. You know, the level of attention span we have in this generation too is huge. It's like we always want to do more, and especially in this generation of dance is like the foundation, we run through it so quickly. And the thing is like OGs, there's a reason when they get down, their basic looks so high level, like they don't need to do anymore. At the end of the day, what are we trying to do? There's kind of 2 different schools now. One is showing ideas, showing concepts, showing illusions, and the other one is showing the music. Now you can blend the 2, right? So that's really masterful to even do this basic 4 square or 6 square straight arms Toyman-esque style tutting. There's such infinite depth in there and mastery that's you're able to have. So I mean, we could just stop right there and just
we can't move, but let's this one.
I mean this
this one. Practice that. We're gonna cut this one right now. All right, peace.